Right, don't normally video inside the house, but here we go. Let's Kate's about to paint this downstairs cloakroom. Progress in her office. So all that's left to do in here is a sill to go on, which is down there on the floor. That's the radiator, which is absolutely massive. So sill, skirting board, which is, we'll see it in a minute, it's out there on the floor. It's right down there. Anyway, skirting board, sill, radiator. Now's the time to paint. So we just had, this has just been very lightly sanded. That's the problem. So I'm gonna wipe it down in a minute with a cloth. And suggest to Kate that she gets some paint or something, maybe some sort of stain and oil on this woodwork, because all the woodwork's coming in is going to be bare, and because it's bare you've got to put like knotting on it and then a first coat and rub it down, a second coat and all that stuff, which she's going to hate. So my suggestion is going to be just stain it and oil it. Right, so this filler is just drying. So I've got some tiny bit of sandpaper ready to go. So I'm going to wipe these walls down, sand these lightly, probably just hoover up one more time. I might even actually wash the floor in here. That's probably not a bad idea, just to take away as much dust as possible. And then we've got 2 tubs of paint down the corner, which need to be kind of combined into one tub, and then mix it with water. So we've got a 50-50 mix, and that's the first coat that's going to go on. And basically do everything in here. And the good thing is, of course, the paint won't fall on the skirting, it won't fall on the sill, and it won't fall on the radiator because they're not there. So now is the time to paint. And look, it's nice outside, so it's going to dry really quickly. That sun's going to come around and it's going to be up here in a minute. So we need to get this done in the next 2 to 3 hours, and then this whole room will be ready for carpet. Probably not. Be ready for, well, it might be if we get an actual proper paint on it later on. Yeah, I know, I'm busy though. Right, cut some shelves there to go in these cupboards. Where are we going? Let's do a quick update here. So this double doors are gone, which I'm pointing at now, which is obviously the wall. This has just been sanded back the last time, so I probably need to, yeah, I need to wipe it down. Just move this fridge freezer out gently. Bring this out, clean all that, same thing. Oh, that's had expanding foam in, and it should have a bit of, yeah, bit of filler, just needs sanding. Yeah, look, in a minute, I've just got to go around and do this. So, other things going on here. Let me step back a little bit. 30 amp socket for that oven, which is dreadful. So the plan is, we come from the consumer unit, which is up there. There it is. And we're going to take another 30 amp feed from it. And we're going to go up over the floor upstairs, because that's the bathroom up there and the floor's up at the moment. And bring it down here, and we're going to have a full height here, full height cupboard, pull out thing. Next to it, a double oven here. Again, full height, and that will bring us out to about basically 60 centimeters left there. We've changed all the light sockets in the last couple of days, so now all these lights are driven from that switch over there. Got rid of all these. Right, so now I've got 600 left there. We can put a unit this way, a double unit with a worktop on there, and then a cupboard that will swing round inside here. So it's got like a rotary thing that comes round. So that's all to do, and this will probably be in the design of the new kitchen style, rather than this. This is shaker style, B&Q cheap stuff. All the worktops got to go, all these units have got to go, but we've got these massive plans to extend the back of the house here by about 3 meters within permitted development. So we go 3 meters that way, maybe that way, we're not sure yet, possibly that way. Take out this whole section of wall here, put supports in above it, and then the kitchen, if I can stand back a bit, The kitchen will be sort of out there, 3 meters down here. So the kitchen will be that area. But the first thing we've done is just opened it up a little bit by moving stuff around. So it's all like a phased thing, because this extension here on the back, that's a big investment. That's a biggie. Yeah, we're still making it up as well, so we're not rushing into that. At the moment, we're just making good what we've got, so it's functional. We do not like that thing. We do not like that thing there. That stupid hob thing, ridiculous. Whoever uses these stupid electric things, absolute waste of time. Anyway, so we'll put some new worktops on here, change that thing, get rid of that thing, convert that maybe back into a cupboard. I'm not sure yet. Maybe we'll put another cupboard here and have that. I don't know. I don't really care about any of that. But this is going to be the start of the new venture. And as you can see, the Rayburn's gone. And that's probably going to stay, because a 60 unit, 120 unit, which is this one here, that double, 60 plus 60, that plinth there, will actually hide that. And when you measure it out to 120 from here to here, that fits beautifully underneath it. So we'll probably build cupboards in. And what we're realizing is we should just build the kitchen the way we want it. Oh, nice. Thank you. He hid that one. I'll get that in a minute. Right. Let me finish indoors. Let me finish here. Trash the lounge. This is the other side of that wall, look. I've just washed this one down, so this should be, yeah, it's pretty good. So we've got to do the mix, paint this wall, put a bit of skirting board on it, and then all these pine units I've got in here can just push back. So that's going to be my office, and we need to paint it, because obviously, look, it's just a bit of a tip. It was full of tools, full of all that stuff. And then we've got to go in the lounge and put all of the pictures up. Just to finish that off, see that there? That's to go on the chimney flue, which is on top of the house, which we took down the other day when the Rayburn came out. Outdoor bath, nice, huh? Posh. Well, I'm going to tell you something about that in a minute. The outside of that office where Kate was, the rendering that has been setting doesn't affect us as long as this gets done. I'm waving at myself. So obviously I do a mix up and finish it all off, blend it all out the same. It's ready to go. Nice. Of course. Nice today. Let me tell you about this. This is interesting. Right, this is the new stuff here that turned up, and it's got some scratches. So this unit, baths around, and the bath itself. I show the scratches. They're not major, but they're enough. You know, you find brand new stuff. It probably won't show on camera, but there's all of them on the inside here as well. So minimal, I suppose, but you know what? You want it brand new, so we'll have it not scratched, please. The same with that. That's been bashed on that side. Right. So you ring them up. It's a Victorian Plumbing. There's two websites that sound very, very similar. Maybe three actually. This one's Victorian Plumbing Co. UK, and that unit there has just got a brace in the back of it. It's what, I don't even know what it is. What is it? I don't know what it is. It's not a sink. Oh, it might be a sink. It looks high because it's on the plinth thing on that pallet. Anyway, they've just pushed the back of it and it's like fractured all the back. So they resent it again, and then it turned up like this. Absolutely immaculate. Absolutely nothing wrong with any of that. I don't know why they couldn't do it the first time. Even inside there was a big stone plinth. You know, the bottom of the shower, which is here, which is completely snapped. That thing, I can't move that. It weighs a huge amount, but it's just snapped. So the second time they tried to deliver it, not a problem whatsoever. All right, this is interesting. You know, it's an old bath, but it's still functional. If you take off these things and just decide that they're no good, then you can replace them. You can take off all this stuff and replace it. So essentially it's a usable sink. It's a usable tower thing, usable bath. So actually what they do is they recycle them, or they actually send them to Romania, to people that need them, or in this case at the moment it's Ukraine. So hopefully we're going to get all of this recycled and it's going off to Ukraine, which is, I had no idea that. I thought they'd just kind of be smashed up and put into landfill or something, or crushed down into, but no, they just clean them all up, reuse it. So that's fantastic. So that's certainly all our old stuff can get sent to Ukraine. And this stuff here, we've said to them as well, well, if they want us to dispose of it, we would dispose of it. And that can all go to Ukraine as well. Right. Out the back here, so I finished doing the jointing compound, which is there in the yellow boxes. It gets washed in. It was done last week, so it's now had time to sort of bed in. I went round and jet washed all the way around all these edges, and cleaned them all out and did them all again. So it's had a week to settle. These went back in today. These the covers, it's all been cleaned out and washed out. The rainwater goes down there through a pipe under the ground, actually just ejects there onto the driveway. And I've seen it do it. I mean, I've cleaned this out with water, and I've actually watched the water and traced where it goes to make sure I'm not breaking any sort of planning stuff, but I'm not, so that's good. So patio is certainly getting here for the moment. There's a lantern missing. I bet it's fallen over. Where's it gone? It's gone down here. Oh, it has. It's down there. Oh dear. Oh, it's held in by what the? Aren't they like corn on the cob sticks? I shall have a word with Catherine. We've got some bins. Okay, I'll get them fixed in properly and go and recover it from down there if it's not smashed too much. Right. So just got these just to pop back in, and then it will look like that. We've got all those stones to move. All the extra stones up there, incredibly heavy, so they're going down there into one of the many pallet boxes, and then they'll be stored for another day. Spoke to the neighbour about these trees. He lives here. He's about 700 years old, and you hear that noise? There's birdies there. Hello. Yeah, I don't mind that. Tiny little things. Right. Spoke to the guy that's really old there. He's like Gandalf, and he'd be over the moon to get those trees down. So these are our power cables here, coming in this direction. This is an 11 kilovolt HT line, and clearly there's a bit of a risk going on, so we'll have to get the power turned off and then get the trees down. And I spoke to about yesterday about the trees up behind me. I'll just turn the camera up there. We went for a walk up there yesterday, talking about what to take down. So with a conjunction with someone that knows how to do it, because that is a very big tree, and sort of agreement from the immediate neighbour who told us, don't ask anybody else, just do it, because there'll always be some people that object to it, that live in Coventry, that like particular sycamore trees like that. Although if you look at sycamores here, oh my god, because they produce bajillions and bajillions of seeds, they are very successful here. So if I was to stand here, this one here, oops, this one here, that one there, that's oak, sycamore, all of those are sycamore, oak, sycamore, all these like little ones growing. This stuff just grows here. Everything's grown so far. Even the only thing that hasn't grown is the dead bamboo that I planted. And I'm waiting for the day when it finally grows. See that? I don't know, what's that? Is that a plant? It's a plant. There's dead bamboo here. I'm just waiting for one of them to take, and then hopefully see if it spreads a bit. But everything you see here is just doing its own thing. Look at these grasses, look at that. They're fantastic. It's got nothing to do with us. This is just nature. The bamboo I put in there just to see what would happen. Yeah, so the trees. We're going to take the trees down. It's a shame. This is a half a tree, right hand side only. This is a full tree, but I mean, it's right over their property. It takes up so much light. We're not short of trees. We're really not. Yeah, it's just a sycamore right next to me. Like, this one's massive. And then of course there's all of our woods up that way. Right, I'll keep walking, keep talking. There's loads to cover, and I'm forgetting lots. There's a poppy cat right down there. Yeah, I could show you what I'm doing at the workshop, but that can wait for another day. There's things going on down there. Some of these timbers here are going to disappear. Right, so carport, there we go. Later on today I need to put some, so this stain, this is, come on brain, oh god, Creocote. It's called Creocote. So creosote is illegal. You can't use it, you can't buy it. It's poisonous. So what they've done, I think they've sort of stripped out the, I don't know if you've ever used it and smell it, it would sort of burn. It would burn your nose. Certainly did mine. And you never get it in your eyes. It's kind of aggressive. So they invented this thing called Creocote, which looks the same. You'll see it splashed down on the floor underneath it here, where it's discoloured these things. So it's been painted in Creocote. Hello, babe. Hello. Hello. Good girl. And of course I've just got those to do. It went onto these 6x6s here absolutely beautifully, and it smells, oh, it smells really nice. It's just missing that dangerous bit, we think. So you can still buy this stuff. You can't buy creosote, but you can buy Creocote. It looks and it feels the same, it just hasn't got that burning aspect to it. Dark brown. Anyway, that's the legal one, and I really like it. I love that stuff. So now we've got the ring beam up, which is that bit. The next comes as you measure this width here all the way along, across there. And then you go to a truss maker who's going to make those pointy trusses that go up and down there. Roughly about 20. They do calculations. You give them dimensions, and they tell you how many you need, determined, I suppose, by what you're going to put on it. And we're going to put on it the same kind of roof that you see up there, which is like a semi-synthetic composite slate. Oh, and another thing I've got to do is I need to get some slate sealant to put up on the roof just to seal it, because we had all of that cleaned, and they've done such a fantastic job. And it's got a biocide, which has hopefully now killed off any kind of residual growth that's on there. And so before we get to the winter and then the darker months, I want to try and protect the roof with some sort of sealant. And of course I need to get up there. Oh, I don't even notice, but the aerial is no longer up there. It's gone. The aerial is in a big pile of metalwork that I'm collecting down there. The pole's tucked away somewhere, and the aerial itself, oh yeah, it's all down there. It's gone. And the other thing that's gone is the flue, which was sticking up, which was 1.5 metre lengths, and there were 4 lengths, so there was about 7.5 metres of flue that went from the raybone inside the house straight the way up through the roof. And at the moment, you saw the cap just by the front door. It's like a metal plate. It looks like a saucepan lid. At the moment, the only thing left there is that thing there, whatever it's called. It's got a proper name, it escapes me. And all we've done at the moment is put some plastic over it and gaffer taped it on just to hold it until we can get that metal piece around there and put that up there and cap it. I reasoned that the roof was had integrity and it was compromised when they put the flue in. So for us to then take the flue out and then reseal it is risking that compromised status again. So, you know, because you keep disturbing it. So I figured that, look, we know that is safe and secured and sealed. So why not just get that cap that I've bought, put it on and seal the hole itself. Then we don't have to disturb any of the tiles again. and risk any sort of ingress up there. So that's been done. Right, where else does that bring me down to? This is just me digging out a hole here. I might put some weed suppressant in it and then use some of this gravel here. I've got some Type 1 tucked in one of these bags somewhere. I might put that down and compact it, but this stuff compacts really well. So when it's dry like now, I can get the compactor out, which is actually just there anyway. And I can compact this, put a bit of weed suppressant down, put some of this on top, and then get a feel for what it might be like. So this is like me sampling what a path might be like if I was to edge it with a couple of there's some 2x1 wood just turned up. Really, it's tiny, you know, it's this big. It's there somewhere. Oh, is it here? It's over there. We've been using it just to string this together while we're getting all the upright. So I might edge it with this, just lay it down and sort of just define this is where we want the path. I can easily just rip it all up and do it again. So it's a bit of a test. I want to know what it's like to walk on this as a path. So I might put a path in there just to get a feel for it. I don't know, this might be too noisy. You know, we've got it around the back of the house, but the cats quite like it. They like running on this, where they don't like running on that stuff. Let's talk about heights. Right, this is 2.5 meters. So we will need to build up this level back to where it was. So we need to put some more stones in just to bring it up to the level, to bring the gravel up to the bottom of the wood. So in terms of permitted development, we're on our limit, right on the limit. We then go up to a maximum of 4 meters. We will hit 3.8. So it does look high, by the way. Even stood next to this and see it against Kate's car there. You know, it's that definitely looks high compared to where the car is. In fact, you know what stood here, look, you can get an idea for what the roof line might look like before it heads back down to here. Yeah, so it goes up and then back down to there. Anyway, right, so finish that clear coating. The height is, we're going with it. We can adjust it. So the way it's been built, under here, those two nuts over there, they're tightened against each other and fixing it in place. So arguably, if I undo both of those nuts there, this whole corner would lower down. So we could actually lower all 6 legs down, which I don't think we want to do. Once we've made the final decision, then I will actually, there's a metal plate underneath this leg here. And the metal plate is attached to this with some massive screws. When I say massive, they're pretty big. It's not them, but they're about that sort of size. There's massive screws going up from that metal plate. And the metal plate sits on those 2 nuts. So the last thing you do is basically get the welder out and weld the nuts to the thread and the nuts to that metal plate. That will fix it all in place. In theory, now if I was to put my hand underneath there, I could lift up the whole of the carport, although clearly it's very, very heavy and it's going to get a lot heavier. I'll show you the bolts because they are here somewhere. I keep trying to tidy up after builders. There they are. That's up underneath, going into that wood. So the last thing we do is say weld it all in place. Hello, Poppy. Right, this is the fence. This is called derail. Imagine 3 of these together on top of each other like that, and they're going to go right the way along that edge and then straight down the drive, and it's going to define the edge of the driveway with a very straight line. And if you see where the edge of the grass is, so there's obviously a hump here, and then there's the slope, and then it kind of comes down to this very rough bad edge here. So what we're really planning on doing is defining a very, very straight edge with that derail behind me. 3 of them high, which is about, they're 15 mil plane down, so say about 15, what am I saying? 150 mil plane down to about 130 mil. And there's 3 of them, so that's about, whatever that is, that many. So it's not high, it's only going to be about 12 inches high or 30 centimetres high roughly. But it's going to be here. And then what we do then is from that height, wherever it is, we then slope up and meet the top of here. So at the moment, this is a bit of a whoop. It goes up quite acutely and it drops off really, it's really steep over there. You know, it's straight down. I don't know how to explain that, but anyway, it's very, very steep. So the idea is we'll have more mass between the top of the rails and here, and then stuff, because we've not planted anything here, and all the stuff that's growing on the edge is kind of disposable. The stuff that actually is really quite nice at the moment, the long grasses and the flowers and stuff, we're not going to touch. So we're kind of going to do my finger, look, make something like that sort of shape, but we'll end up with a very straight line, which is what I want down the driveway. And it will be defined. It will be defined by 3 bits of wood right the way down to the gates at the bottom. And this side has just been cut in with a digger. I've just cut in like a 90-degree angle just there, right on the edge. And that's because there's a bit of water running off of all the turf and stuff like that. So that's another project on its way. We're just trying to work out how to attach posts into the ground, and there's about 3 or 4 different ways at least. I just don't know what to do at the moment, but you know, there's no rush at all. The big long, so that's all the derail. The skirting board there is going indoors. The 6x2s at the back are for the carport, and the 2x1s are being used on the carport, and they'll be used for like up in the roof space and all over the place. The 2x1s get used all the time. Right, so that leaves me with these 2, no, I'm lying, those 2 6x2s are also for the carport. Over here, those 2 there are going to form the kind of key supports for a lean-to down by the workshop. They're 6 meters long. I'll get 6 meter across here, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 of them all lined up will give me 6 meters. It'll sit on top of there, and then there's another 6 underneath there. So I can have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I will end up with a 6 meter long, which is funny enough the size of this metal frame here, and that is, oh my god, right, 7 foot, which is 2.1 meters. So we'll end up with 6 meters by 4.2 meters, roughly, right? That's 8 meters by 4. So we're looking at 6 by, what have I just said? 4.2, 6 by 4.2. There's going to be a lean-to down the bottom behind the workshop, because the workshop's about 8 or 9 meters, I think. So there's enough. So what you do is you attach that onto the side of the workshop. You support it with these bits of wood here. These, whatever they are, 4x3s cut down, or whatever it is. I can't quite see. Sorry, Poppy just made a jump. So there's a bunch of them. They're essentially legs. They're legs. They're the top supports. And then there's a load of like 3x2s there plain down. That's all tunnelized as well. That can help support all of this stuff. So all of that wood, this top, the wood I've just been pointing at, is all going down there today. That should free up this space somewhat. And then when Kate's ready, we're going to try and put this cover on, which is in here. Lovely, discreet white. I don't know why it's white, it should be green, but anyway, it means I don't have to use temporary covers like that. I've got this temporary cover instead. So I need to get some sandbags, fill them with sand. Maybe I might even try and fix some of these into the ground here. Don't know. I'm not even sure if it's going to stay here. I put it here, and then I'm kind of looking at it thinking, do I want it there? I mean, where else can I put it? I don't want to put it over here because they'll be working on that ridge at some point. So I don't, I'd have to move it out of the way. So I might just stick it up there. Lots to do today. I need to try and get these 2 dumpers here, bring them over here, put them out of the way. I need to reorganize this, so sand for the sandbags, and then sand also needs to get mixed with some topsoil that I need to find from here somewhere, stick it in the trailer, mix it with the seed, put it on the lawn. So lots of this sand. I need to go and do the lawn, so we've got lots of new grass coming because the weather looks fantastic for it. So those 2 sorted out. I got rid of all my massive great tree trunks. It took about 4 days to slowly just keep a fire burning there to burn them all out. So at next point I get the digger over here and try and just move all this around a little bit, pull out the massive rocks and perhaps make some sort of feature out of it. The rest of it all gets turned over, like some of this like potash typey stuff. We might be able to use it, or it just gets churned up and put into the ground and covered over. Another day I need to move that whole mound and really just sort of explore what's underneath it and then decide what to do. We've got what I'm looking up here, this area. We're calling this like our little crow's nest, if you like. So I need to pull down lots of the rocks that are just here, and then we can make a walkway and make some steps up into there. That's on the agenda. I need to keep working on what I'm doing with my path. This is the start of the path that goes down through the bottom part of the woods. It's come to a tricky bit where I've got quite a steep edge to kind of go around the corner and dive down. Can't figure out, and I'm not brave enough to do the mini digger with it just yet. It's like it's super sketchy, and it's on a lot of material which has just been pushed down. It's not compacted, it's really loose material. Yeah, I'm not rushing into that because it's bloody dangerous. When it goes wrong with a mini digger, you know, it can be life-changing sort of things. And it's a drop down here. This is a 6 meter drop just over this edge. Red kite. Right, so have I done enough for now, Pops? Right, now I've forgotten what I've talked about. Oh my gosh, right, brick wall to come out between oil tank and the shed, breeze block wall coming out, and then it'll go left and right like a T shape. That's on the agenda. So I'll probably build a little foundation for the wall, and then we get breeze blocks which are really cheap and down there. So we come out from the middle up to here and go straight across here. So then you got like a T shape. You put a pier on the end here, pier on that far end, pier on the end, maybe piers in the middle just to make it a bit stronger. We'll see, because that wall's got to be 8 foot. Basically, it's got to be 30. Basically, got to stop saying that. There's a guy on YouTube does it. It really annoys me. Got to be 30 centimeters just above there. So you project that across. It's pretty much the same height as that shed, just under, so about 2.4 meters, which is 8 foot. That's going to be a wall, and then a wall straight across the back. So the back of the car, I always wanted to hang through these posts like it is now. And yet, right in the middle here, let's go down the end so you can see. Right, so the back of the car, look. I didn't want to put anything here, because then you would not even reverse close to it if there's a solid object here. So I was always keen to keep this open for this exact reason. But now it looks like we're going to put a wall in straight down there and down through the middle. So we need to dig this out just to put in a bit of a foundation to give it some strength. Poppy, you do look thin. You're looking a bit ratty, isn't she? Poppy, you need to eat. You need some of this. Right, it was such a long video. Roof tiles were ready to go up there, but we're not going to need them. These are paving slabs here, which apparently you can still buy these, which we're going to put around here by the back door. That's another day. Lawnmowers need a place to go. So I'm trying to tidy up all this stuff, like chuck stuff away, clear out as much as possible, like with the wood I've got left around. And that was partly my thoughts with that cover over there. I need somewhere I can just put stuff. So look, jet washer. We use it a lot, but I don't necessarily want to leave it out so you can see it. So if I just put that temporary little cover over there, then you put stuff in it and it's out of sight, really. Barbecue. Just going around the other side where the Indian stones currently are, which I need to move, remember, because they're heavy, and put them in the pallets which are around the corner over there. So both of these two are going. Clearly the bucket shouldn't be there and that shouldn't be there. So it's like constant moving around, tidying stuff up. Today's job is really going to be going to go wipe the walls down inside, but when it's like this, I do not want to be inside. I want to be out here. So Jesus, 33 minutes. Seriously, if you've watched this, you need to get a life. Really, don't listen to me talk a load of bollocks about all this. Hey, even better, get in the car, come and have a go. Come and do something with me. Get the quad bike out and just go for a ride up into the woods. In fact, what you can do, you can just walk down here, struggle down the slope here, walk all the way along the woods, come back up into the end of the road, if you like, and then you can go up into the woods that way, and then you can go and find new paths to make in that direction, because there's no paths currently over there. So we don't know where we're going with the paths. And the idea is we just kind of like, you start somewhere and you follow it, and you make it up as you go along. Like I started doing here, just make it up. So you're more than welcome to go that way, which is the undiscovered bit of the woods. We know where the path's going to be along the bottom, to about a third of the way along with the woods, which is where the roads are. But all the other chunk of the woods, complete unknown. We don't know yet. It's a long way off. I know what she wants. I know what you want. They love now. If we go for a walk up there, they will be like on our heels. They love it. They love going for walks with us. I'll take you for a walk later. Yeah? Hey? Yeah, happy cats. Right, I've got stuff to do. Jeez, look, seriously, 35 minutes. Later, taters.